After 6 months away, IndyCar racing is back. I'm IndyStar Motorsports insider Jim Ayello, and I'm here to get you ready for the season opener of the Verizon IndyCar Series at St. Pete. So here are 5 things I think about the upcoming race. The first thing I think is there's a lot to learn about the new IndyCar landscape. There are 4 new teams, there are 3 new full-time rookie drivers, 6 more part-time rookie drivers. There are going to be 24 cars on the track at St. Pete. There's a bunch of drivers switching numbers. Newgarden's driving the number 1 as the defending champion. Rossi switched from 98 to 27. Marco Andretti's going the other way, going from 27 to 98. Chip Ganassi Racing is down to 2 cars. They have Ed Jones, who was at Dale Coyne Racing last year. Takuma Sato's not at Andretti anymore. He's with Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing. There are tons of changes going on. Elio Castroneves is gone. Feel free to rewind and go back and listen to some of that again, because there is a lot to learn before Sunday's race. Among the biggest changes this offseason is the introduction of the new Universal Aero Kit. That's going to give drivers a lot less downforce, which means it's going to put a lot more onus on them having a feel for the car. Drivers are going to be on the ragged edge going around corners. Some drivers are going to really like it. Marco Andretti has talked about how much better he thinks he's going to be with it. Other drivers are going to have to adjust. At the end, the most talented drivers adjust to any challenge thrown their way, but early on in the season, it's going to be interesting to see who adapts quickest. So who is going to figure it out first? Right now, it looks like Graham Rahal and Takuma Sato at Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing have an edge. They've been really quick at these tests. They might come out of the gates firing at St. Pete. Of course, you can never count out the Penske's, Ganassis, and Andretti's, even Schmidt-Peterson Motorsports. The teams with a lot of resources and a lot of investment into their engineering are going to figure it out quick. One thing I found interesting was Andretti's Ryan Hunter-Reay told me he thinks that the championship could be won early in the season by the team that figures it out first. Since the introduction of IndyCar's new Universal Aero Kit, the party line has been that it's going to level the playing field. I've talked to a few drivers about that. Some of them really don't agree with that. Alexander Rossi was saying guys like Scott Dixon, Will Power, Takuma Sato, the guys that have been around for a decade or more, they're talented. They know. They've been through car changes before. They've been through Aero Kit changes before. These guys know how to adapt and adapt quickly. They're still going to have the edge heading into the new season despite the switch to a new Aero Kit. Finally, who's going to win at St. Pete? I'm going with Simon Pagenaud. I already picked him to win the season championship, so I might as well pick him to win the first race of the season. He had a phenomenal 2017, even though he finished second behind Joseph Newgarden in the championship. His averaging finish position of 5.3 was better than his championship season in 2016. He's been runner-up at St. Pete 2 years in a row, so I'm going with him to win. And in an upset, I'm taking Graham Rahal to win the pole, even though Will Power has won it there 6 times.